everybody. My name's Darlene and I have Parkinson's. I'm going to start this off by saying, let's grab a cup of coffee and let's talk about fear. Fear. People say, I'm afraid of spiders. I'm afraid of sharks. I'm afraid of bears. I'm afraid of people. All kinds of fears. Are they reasonable? See, I find that my fears that I have are unreasonable. I know, for example, if I'm afraid of sharks, but I'm never in the water, I'm not ever going to be eaten by a shark. So therefore, why would I be fearful of that? It's unreasonable. It's like the time that I said that my husband had spilled a little bit of tomato soup on the stove. And I was terrified when I saw the little puff of smoke that came up, that the alarms for the whole apartment building were going to go. He had already cleaned the mess up, but I was unreasonably fearful of that. I was fearful when I was here by myself one day, and I just felt, what if something happens and there's nobody around? Those are unreasonable fears. Now, I have a reason to be afraid of spiders. I will encounter them in my life, and I have been bit by a brown recluse. Therefore, I know what can happen. And because I know what can happen, I do not want to be anywhere near a spider. So I don't call that unreasonable. It's just, what would cause your fears to be unreasonable? I think that perhaps it's like a lack of confidence. If you're afraid to go into a room of people, then you probably are lacking confidence in yourself. I was trying to think, I was physically unwell yesterday in order to not go to a birthday party for Finn. I love Finn. I love my son. I love being with them. I love when they come over to visit me. I was looking forward to a birthday party. But fear of being around people that I don't know, and maybe they would judge me. They wouldn't. They're family. They wouldn't judge me at all. But I allowed that to make me physically ill. Legitimately, I couldn't go to the party because I was physically ill, but I wasn't ill because of a sickness. I was ill because I let fear take a hold of my life. And because I let fear take a hold of my life, I missed my grandson's first birthday. I've got the videos and I got to see all of that, but it's not the same, and I feel terrible that I was doing that. But that's reality for me. That's what happens. I never was that type of a person before. Never, ever. I could do 5, 6 different things. I could do all these things, and I never once, if somebody said something about having a panic attack or an anxiety attack, I thought, what are they talking about? Like, how can you possibly be so afraid that you can't go to a birthday party? Like, that's not even possible. But you know what? I've come to eat those words because it is possible. Perhaps I'm fearful when I'm not in control. See, I can't control things, then I'm going to have a fear about it, which I wish I could just take a pill and say that's not the way it is, but you can't do that. I mean, I am on medication and whatnot for keeping things calm for myself, but I still let it affect me, and I don't want that. I want to grab life and say, I'm living you whether you want me to or not. I'm going to have a good time and I'm going to do these things. But I didn't do that yesterday, and I feel bad because now I can't make that any different. So anyway, that's just me talking about fear. Anyway, I wanted to tell a story. My mom was from Ireland, and her sister was my Auntie Molly. Auntie Molly, she was a wonderful, wonderful person. She was quite a few years older than my mother and whatnot. But when I went, I was 14 years old, and I went on a holiday by myself over to Ireland, stayed with relatives, and had a great time. It was wonderful. Auntie Molly had matched me dollar for dollar that I saved. My parents matched me dollar for dollar what I saved. So I babysat for 2 years, got my money together, they chipped in, and away I went. And I had a great time. But my Auntie Molly, when we were over there, I was going to be there for 6 weeks. And she said, we need to take a holiday. And I said, well, I'm on holiday. No, she says, we all need to take a holiday. So they call a trailer a caravan. So my Auntie Molly, she was a brave woman. She took 10 cousins, girls, all girls, that were 14 to 16 years old, 10 of us, in a caravan and a tent for 3 weeks. We had over to Scotland. We had so much fun. I sure wish I had known at that point in time that I was going to marry somebody from Scotland. I really wish I had known that. But I didn't, of course, know that at the time. I was only 14. But anyway, we had so much fun, and I really got to know my cousins that way. And that's how you can maintain relatives. You know, you get close quarters, you have to know each other. And my Auntie Molly, she was brave, very brave. She took us and we had such a good time. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say today. I'm just going to talk a little bit about fear and how unreasonable it is. Make my little confession. And I will see you all tomorrow.